Hi, hello, hello, hello. I hope you can see my face. I hope this is okay with you. The document is different this time, so that way I have to kind of be on the right side this time, which is fine. I'm okay with it, and I hope you are okay with it as well. It's week 2, and the mentor meeting assignment for this week is called Big Rocks. Now, I don't know about you, but if I were just to read this and just think to myself, like, okay, what is this? I wouldn't know what Big Rocks is. So, that's why it helps you out to read all of this so you can understand what Big Rocks is, or it gives you an idea, an introductory to what Big Rocks is and where it came from, who came up with this concept. It's pretty interesting. The only thing that's very similar to last week's mentor meeting assignment is this part where it tells you to share it. It's always a good reminder, so that way you can be able to share it to your coach and to me. All of our emails are down here. And then after you read all of that at the first part, you are going to start off with part 1, where you're going to talk about your rocks. And of course, I don't know what Big Rocks is and what it means, but over here it says my big rocks, my medium rocks, my small rocks. Okay, so I'm supposed to have different shapes of rocks? I don't know. Um, when you click on these first bullet points, there's a link over here that says here. Make sure you read about what Big Rocks means, and it actually defines it and it gives you examples and all of that. And if you're a very visual person, this second bullet point might be able to help you a lot, because this is a YouTube video that shows you and illustrates to you about what Big Rocks is about. It's pretty cool. I thought it was very, very interesting. After you watch all those videos, then you're going to try it out and you're going to ask yourself, what are your big rocks? And then you are going to put them down here, what your big rocks are, what are your medium rocks, and then what are your small rocks. After that, then you go to part 2, and it says time management activity. This table right here, obviously, be able to read this part and what this means. But this table right here, it pretty much gives you a bird's eye view of what your schedule is every single day, 7 days a week. It just puts it on paper for you. So it's one thing when you're living your life. It's another thing when you see it in writing, you know? So make sure you answer everything thoroughly about how much hours you put in every single activity. So for example, for work, if let's say, for example, on Mondays I work for 5 hours, I'll be able to put number 5 on there. On Tuesdays, let's say I still have the same exact schedule and I work another 5 hours on Tuesdays. On Wednesday, let's say I work 10 hours because I'm pulling in a double, right? Then I would put the time of 10. And let's say Thursdays are my days off because, oh my gosh, I work consecutively for like 3 days straight, and those are crazy hours. And so Thursday I would be off, so I would be able to put 0 because I don't dedicate any time at work. So I'll be able to put 0 hours for that. So anytime you find yourself having, like, let's say there's an activity that you don't dedicate in that specific day, make sure you put a 0 on there. For example, let's say Tuesdays are no family and friends day. I don't even think that's possible at this point, but let's just say it's for example purposes, then it would just be 0. And anytime you fill all of these out, make sure you put the total across for how much work you put every single week, how much school you put every single week. Now that you've already done week 1 and you know that you have to kind of delegate school into your schedule now. And then the most important part is making sure that when you are putting in all the activities that you dedicate every single day, make sure it equates to 24 hours. And then all the total times that you put on here for every single activity, they should all equate to 168 hours. If it doesn't, make sure you just double check your numbers. After part 2, you come to part 3 and you read through all of these bullet points with all of these links that is on there. There's a bunch of links, but take your time and read every bullet point and understand what it's talking about. Because we're putting theory into practice. We're putting all these things that you can do to manage your time better. After you read all of those, there's only one question out of that. It reflects for only one question, and that it says, what is one strategy you plan to use to help you effectively manage your time while working on your degree? And then you're going to put your answer over here to let us know what strategy you'll be able to use so that you can be successful in all of your life and the tasks that are in it. If you have any questions, let me know, but best of luck with this. Should be a fun one. I cannot wait to chat more about this because we will chat about it in our AO meetings. But until then, see you in our AO prep meeting. See you in our AO meeting this week.